Good?
So good.
Yeah? Oh my god, that is amazing.
Manja.
Okay.
Oh.
I like it. How is it, baby?
Very good. Hope you enjoyed coming out to hang with us on a Sunday in Toronto. I wanted to try something a little bit different for this review. I thought it might be kind of fun just to bring a little mini tripod, walk around the city, do what we normally would do on a Sunday. And I think a lot of times when I'm making a video like this, when I'm reviewing a lens or reviewing a camera, I'm going out specifically to shoot for that camera or that lens. Whereas this time I thought, what if I just brought the lens and the camera with me and I just lived my life normally like I would live my life? And so the footage all became sort of secondary. So all those moments were not planned moments. That was just stuff that we were gonna do throughout the day anyways. And I don't normally actually shoot with tripods. And the funny thing is actually some of the scenes in that whole reel weren't actually the tripod. It was just using the internal image body stabilization on the S5 as well as the S1H. And we'll talk a little bit more about the S1H in a moment. But the IBIS is just so good on these cameras that I could sit there and just hold it and it would lock and it feels like a tripod shot. Now let's talk about this 24mm f1.8 from Panasonic. I think what's interesting is as I've kind of transitioned into L mount from Micro Four Thirds, one of the biggest complaints that I'm hearing from you guys and just from the camera world in general is L mount is too expensive and there's just not enough variety in the lens offerings. And it's weird because I just haven't really experienced that, because between having FD lenses and pretty much any full frame lens under the sun you can adapt to L mount, I just don't feel like there is any limiting factor towards lenses for this system. So between adapted lenses as well as some stuff from Sigma, I haven't really felt the pain of L mount like a lot of you have, but it looks like Panasonic has been listening to everybody's concerns, and these new L mount S primes are fantastic. They're gonna have 24mm, 35mm, 50mm, and an 85mm. Having an actual native mount lens for your camera is always better, in my opinion, than adapting or using vintage lenses and stuff, because when you want to switch to photos, you want to use autofocus, that's a huge pain in the ass with vintage or adapted lenses. Whereas with L mount native for Panasonic, you're gonna get autofocus, you're gonna get electrical contact, so it's just a better system in my opinion, especially considering full frame and also considering their f1.8. So these are very, very fast lenses. You're gonna get some really nice shallow depth of field, some nice bokeh. Now before we switch gears a little bit over to the S1H, we're gonna talk about today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. There's classes on design, filmmaking, YouTube, cinematography, and a whole lot more. Personally, I've just started Oliver Ginsberg's freelance accounting course because I'm pretty good with a camera, but I'm terrible with a calculator. Oliver makes accounting easy and super simple to understand. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. Now, speaking of size though, I also asked for the S1H because I've been kind of just thinking about this camera in the sense that, you know, I have the S5, I really like the S5, but also what's the upper echelon of the S5 then? What's the model up from the S5? And that's the S1.8. It's gonna shoot 6K internal, it's full frame, it's got no recording limits, which is something that's kind of a pain with the Lumix S5. You have a 30-minute record limit, whereas the S1H is essentially unlimited. On top of that, it's also got a full-size HDMI port, it's got a flippy screen and a tilt-out screen. It's got all these things that just make it a full, complete package to the point where I'm always wondering why more people don't have this camera. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but in a world of Red Komodos and Pocket 6Ks, hey, if I had the pick of the litter, S1H is the cinema camera that I'm buying. Now, I've used it, I tried it with this 24mm, and it's a great, great camera. I just can't see the ROI over my S5, considering how affordable the S5 is. I'm just not gonna get much more out of that S1H. Now, if at some point, if they change the S1H form factor, if they make another one, if they make it more cube-like, if they make it like a Komodo, 100% that's my next camera. I guarantee that's my next camera if they do something like that. I'm so tied into this ecosystem now. I really love L mount. I love what they're doing. I love the listening to creators. So in a nutshell, these new S primes, A+, they're getting a huge recommend from me. If you need an affordable, small, full frame prime for your L mount camera, these S primes are the way to go. I'm excited to get the entire lineup. I really want all of these. I just want the kit. I want 24, 35, 50, and 85, all f1.8. all essentially the same size, all 67mm thread on the front. It's convenient, it's simple, they look great, they shoot well. What else can you ask for? My name is Patrick Damaso. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. It's outro time, and this time, I'm just gonna sit here. And we'll see who leaves first.